Yeah, the couch is perfect.
I can sit down on a chair, they too low.
So you want the couch is better?
And then I couldn't get
You
out.
want to hear?
Yeah, that'll work just fine.
Right
where
here?
you were. Right where you
Okay. Right here, Mom.
Okay.
You know, before I forget, I'd like to get a picture of the two of you together.
Okay.
Because they just look so cute, don't they? Yes. You know what, the work that you need done,
Mm-hmm.
and let people see you and hear, you know, part of your story anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're gonna have people that'll volunteer to come over here in April and fix your yard up for you.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be so wonderful. Me there, and I like to water flowers and grass. And sitting in a wheelchair, I cannot stay in my feet too long.
Right.
Maybe 5, 10 minutes, but then uh, I have to sit down. But in a chair, uh, they put me in one place, I water there, good, then they move me because I could not drive with my wheels on the grass because it's bumpy and hard to move my wheels. Somebody has to push me. And that's how I go and water my. And I like it kinda. I even like to do it when before I got too sick. And I used to go. It's some make me relax, watering and watching flowers blooming. And but for last practically for 2 years, which is I don't remember anything. I was in the hospital for 6 months and 6 weeks in a coma, and she was with me in the hospital day and night. She couldn't take care in the yard, and some flowers died. Some overcome with the weeds, so many weeds there. But this spring, if God willing, if I'm still alive, then me and Alina will go outside and fix a flower yard because they overcome, and then those seeds, we have trees, they have a whole bunch of seeds. And I used to pull them out. As soon as they come up, I pull them out before they get roots deep. Then you cannot pull out, and they will, no matter what you do, cut them off, they grow back, they grow back.
Yeah.
But nobody done it, and this was so many, those little trees come up, and we pull some of them, but some of them, springtime, we will dig them up with shovel and plant good. I used to have irises, so beautiful, different color, pink, white, and some of them, they were like a peach color, so beautiful. And the last summer when I come and I start getting out, and there was only two or three blooms, and before they were just covered with blooms. And last year there was only two or three. I could not even bring in the house bouquet because I
Oh.
don't want them cut. I want them in the garden. And some other flowers, some of them growing, some of them needed more water, and nobody watered them because she cannot do it because she was with me all the time. And when I come home, I was still needed her. She was constantly, I was needed constantly something. I would just holler, Alina, Alina. And she was so exhausted, without sleep. And she told me she used to go in her bedroom and will cry, so exhausted, to relieve her pressure. She told me many things what happened to me because I don't remember anything. But she will tell me every day, little bit. So I realized, I told her, I don't know how I survived, how I didn't die.
Oh, I think God's not finished with you yet. Here, we still have many more lives to touch.
But I survived, and I'm not completely well yet, because my foot and my knee I have arthritis, but the foot, I am on dialysis. And they put this stuff they put here now, but they put in my groin here, and this stop blood flowing into my leg, and my leg become black. And now and then they cut out black stuff, make skin draft, but so many nerves died, so my foot is still so sore. I could touch myself, but nobody could touch my foot. And it's already now about 2 years after surgery,
2 years in May.
and still numb, and the numbness painful. Because when your nerves die, there is some sensation not very pleasant. And the whole foot is numb. Sometimes when I get up from bed, I stop on the floor and I feel like my foot going in the sand because of dead nerves. And the doctor, no, I went to rehab, and in rehab, the doctor, he said that maybe it will go, but it might not go away. It will be like this as long as I live. And sometimes it hurts so bad, and I feel like they want to cut my leg below knee. But she insisted all the time, no, no, no. And sometimes it hurt that I wish it was cut off.
Oh.
But then it scares me to think how I could. Right now it's painful, but I walk from my bedroom to the kitchen eating breakfast, and sometimes We go so many times, all the time, somewhere we doctors. We go and I walk with walker outside. Slow, slow, but I walk.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't take the wheelchair in her car. And,
Well, what for out back?
pardon?
Would you, out if we were going to be able to do your deck out back? Would you want to use your wheelchair out there so you could roll around out there around your flowers?
In the backyard?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, somebody will help me go down. We have this rail, very strong rail. So I lean and I go 3 steps down and somebody pushing a wheelchair outside. And then I will come down, I'll sit down in the chair and they push me in yard to see flowers and watering. I like water, grass, and I used to have so beautiful flowers. But I don't think so. I will have this summer. Maybe not much, unless we plant fresh because we have to replant them. So some of them, like irises, they clump together so many, and when they do this, then they won't bloom.
Oh.
You have to separate them,
Uh-huh.
then they will bloom. So we have to do this. It should be done, but done it full time, but I was too sick to do it.
Are you feeling better now?
Pardon?
Are you feeling better now?
Oh yeah, but not completely. I get exhausted walking from kitchen to my bedroom. I get exhausted. I have to sit down. But it's so much better than I used to. And this deck it will be so wonderful because sometimes I take pillow and I get off my wheelchair. Somebody would help me, and I sit there on a chair. We have chairs outside, and I like to sit a little bit in that chair. But then after I water, sometimes I will be there for an hour, maybe hour and a half. Then I get so exhausted. I want to get in the house and lay down in the bed and resting. And I always just love to go in the bed. She's after me. She said, "Mama, walk a little bit." I like to read books. And she said, "Come and read here.
Yeah.
Come sit down on the couch or their chair." And I said, I could never get up from there. She has to pick me up. And I do sometimes reading here, but most of the time in my bed, sitting or lying down. I read until I get sleepy, go sleep.
Well, maybe we could get a nice, comfy chair outside, and you could sit
Oh,
outside
yeah.
in this.
I'm waiting so much for summer. Somehow it lifts your spirit
Mm-hmm.
because everything. Oh, and I was feeding my birds for the last probably 15 years. I was outside sitting, and birds were coming all the time and tried to pick something for food. And I watched them and I said, my God, there is nothing there for them to pick, but they would go. And so then I asked my husband, he was still alive, I said, why don't we start feeding birds in our backyard? And he said, yeah, we can do it. And then I don't know if I went and got it or he got it feeding.
Bird feeder.
We have bird feeders. And we got 3 or 4 bird feeders. And there was maybe 10 the first time. But then, year after year, they multiply, and probably brought their friends. There were so many. And she knew how I like so much feeding birds and sitting there and watching, and watching them. So when I come from hospital, I saw beautiful feeder, and the birds were there. And I said, oh, how nice, you're still here. Even I wasn't here, but you birds, you are still here. And I would wake up, and right away I see them. And then she brought another one. She was in Denver, Evergreen. When I got sick, she just come here to visit me, and she saw that something wrong with me. I didn't know. Well, she said, Mother, I have to take you to emergency. And I said, no, I won't go until I start falling to the walls. I couldn't hold up myself. Then she said, Mother, you are sick. I'm taking you. I'm calling 911. So she called, they come, took me to the emergency, St. Mary Hospital, and they said to her, she's very, very sick. Your mom very, very sick. And they right away put me in the surgery room, have surgery. And then after that, my foot got numb. And it took long time now to heal. It wouldn't heal. My foot wouldn't heal. Wouldn't cover up with the bones, wouldn't cover up with flesh. And she begged them something to do. And what she thought it will help me, they wouldn't do this, was not practical in the hospital. Her telling them what to do.
A heating pad.
You told us that
Then
yesterday, yeah.
She said, I'm taking my mother home. Of course, they thought I will be maybe survive for 10 days. But instead, she started taking care of my foot. Blood started seeping. It started healing. And even new little boogers, flesh started growing. And when it started covering up, I said, Alina, what happened to this little booger? She said, it will be there.
The doctors wanted to know what I was giving her.
Yeah.
And it healed, and she called the doctors. And they come and look, and they said, you're right. She said, how did you do it? We know you love your mother, but there is something more to it. What kind of magic pill you have for her? And she told them what she did. She put a heating pad around my foot, cover up, and I heat because no, my foot was cold, and there was not much blood. And when she put a heating pad, warm, and start blood coming, and it's covered up my wound. Because after that they would come, and I remember the one doctor was so nice. He used to come here and checking my wound and checking how the nurses put bandage on, and Dr. Roy,
Mhm.
and he was just, they practically were in a shock what happened because they thought they will never heal, and other things that I wouldn't survive, maybe 10 days. But when I went to rehab, and the nurses, I didn't know them because I don't remember them when they were in the hospital. I remember those nurses that come here to house, and they saw me in rehab. And one time, the instructor, he made me walk with walker first time, and I was so scared. I was so shaky, and I didn't have no balance because of my foot. My half heel is gone,
Yeah.
and then tendon they cut out tendon, and they said that usually people like this surgery they wouldn't walk. But I walked there and I heard clapping hands, and I didn't pay attention. I didn't know it was for me, but it was for me because they saw me walking, and not only alive, but I walk. And it was very hard for me in the rehab. I was scared they will make you do no matter what. You have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
They said it's for your own good. And I was like, he will make me stand up and not holding to anything. And then I didn't know what he was doing, but he will just little bit poke his finger and I will fall down. But he there catches me. Then after 1 week, he did it again, but this time I knew what he was doing, and I didn't fall down. And he said, "You getting your balance little bit." But then they have all kind of apparatus work there with your legs and the whole body, and they start putting me between like this between bars and walking without holding. But if I try to fall down, then I should grab the bar so I wouldn't fall down. And I was doing this, and after a while they said that you're doing so good. And they said in 2 weeks you will graduate. And I did, but they told me to do the same thing what I did over there. And of course I didn't do it. I did some of them, but not everything. Because I don't know, I got lazy or something. I wouldn't do, but she was after me all the time. Mom, get up, get up. I'm in bed all the time. But I wouldn't get up, and she's mad. She said, you want completely deteriorated, and then you won't be able to, even if you would like to get up, but you won't be able. But I do some of them exercise, and I feel, and this is so ironic. I was, 85? Not quite 85 when I got sick now. And
This last time?
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
no, it was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, I'm 86. I'll be 87 in June. So I was not quite 85.
Oh, 85
But
years old,
why,
not
why,
in 1985.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were
why
85.
is it happen? I wonder sometimes. And what happened to me, usually people die. Doctor told her that she said, your mom age, she wouldn't survive this. She said, they're young, when young people get this, and old one, they will die.
Oh, that's that blood.
The sepsis.
You're right.
And I didn't die, I survived. And sometimes I wonder how it happened, the illness, and how you survive. It's just unbelievable what happening to me. And all my life, it was in a concentration camp for a while. Then they put me in a labor camp because they needed labor because German soldiers was killed, injured. Sometimes they lost legs, sometimes arms. They can do no job, so they put all the young people from Russia, Poland, and other. There was lots of prisoners, French prisoners, working. And over there it was so hard work. Sometimes we worked 12 hours, and sometimes we go on the bed, and then right away we just go to sleep. Right away we hear whistle, because the master will whistle. It means we have to get out in the hall.
How old were you then?
Pardon?
How old were you when you were in the concentration camp?
Yeah. I was probably 18 or 19. And but we were there hungry all the time and worked so hard. Sometimes they divide like 2 potato for everybody. And if it happens, I got 2, but the one, my potato rotten, I couldn't eat. And they wouldn't replace it, then I just have 1 potato. And a bread, a round loaf, and a little hill. This is for a whole day, from morning till night. And you feel like you could eat that piece of bread in one setting. You're so hungry. And so I dream so many times somebody giving me sandwich, always sandwich. And I will get it, and I know I'm hungry, and I was so happy, and I just bring to my mouth, and I wake up. It was just dream.
Oh.
It was horrible. But there was some German people very nice, but they were so scared to give us something or to be friends. They supposed to mean to us. But I was working, I was sitting here, and like you sitting there, I sit here, table, and I will get, you have to push your table when you get up to go eat or go home to barracks. And I would pull out my chair, and there is will be little German butterbrot. There will be bread will be so thin slices, and because they didn't have enough themselves, they have to